Hi guys, Ray here, City Fan TV. City just beating Wolves by 3-0. And yes, I know some of you might say I'm joining those plastics who are recording at home and recording from home on YouTube when there's a game on. But I told you before the game I wasn't feeling well this morning. I was really dizzy, migraine or semi-migraine. But if you can't walk, there's no way. If you can't walk in a straight line without falling over, there's absolutely no way that you're going to drive to the ground and watch the game and struggle like that. It's not possible. So, guys, anyway, City have won by 3-0. My apologies, all done already. City won by 3-0. Quite comfortable in the end. Your man, Erling Haaland scores another hat-trick. I did say, guys, I guaranteed you yesterday, if you were listening, Alec, how you doing, buddy? I guaranteed you City would beat Wolves today, as I guaranteed City would beat Spurs on Thursday night. I guaranteed that. Okay, if you're listening to my channel or on the Bolt from the Blue podcasts, I guaranteed it and came true. City won both of those games. And hey, in terms of performance, look, it was a bit tough that first half because Wolves defended well, defended deep. We had a couple of half chances we didn't really take. But once again, Erling Haaland, he the man. It was interesting. Obviously, we set up with John Stones Akanji at centre-back. Rico Lewis kept his space at right-back. And Ake at left-back. Rico Lewis came off at half-time for Laporte. Gundogan and KDB in attacking midfield, and up front, your men, your three-star men, Mahrez, Haaland, and Grealish. So that's how we set up. Foden not even on the bench. Apparently, originally the word was he wasn't fit enough. You know, people thought he was injured. No, he wasn't injured. He wasn't match fit. Well, you can't get match fit if you're not playing. And Cole Palmer isn't playing, but he was on the bench. So is Cole Palmer match fit? How can Cole Palmer be match fit and Foden can't? I said it last week before. There's an issue there with Foden. There was an issue there with Walker, Cancelo, and Foden. Those three guys didn't get games. They weren't starting after the World Cup. They got a chance, got hooked at halftime. So there's a problem there with Foden. Has he kicked his toys out the pram? Absolutely don't know. But Foden's got to pull his finger out. I've said this before. He's got to pull his finger out to get back into that team. I still believe he's better. He's better than Grealish. But Grealish is doing the business. Grealish is doing the business right now. And another good game from Grealish tonight. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Give us a thumbs up. Absolutely. Atafi Walid. Wesh Rakom Sava, Atafi. Salam to you, brother. I'm guessing you're from Morocco, from Algeria. Absolutely. Mahrez was excellent today. See that unselfish way he sets up the hat-trick for Haaland. You know, I think all the City players know that Haaland's going to be busting records, breaking records, and they want him to succeed. And I think his confidence is back now. I've said it where people denied my opinion. Not denied my opinion. They opposed my opinion. They said Haaland wasn't lacking in confidence. I think he was. I think Haaland's been lacking in confidence. He's been missing too many goals. Today, he scores that header from KDB's cross, gets the penalty from the foul on Gundogan, and then that last goal tap-in really from Mahrez's pass. Mahrez was brilliant. He had a really good game today, as did a lot of the City players. In attack, we were very good again. Haaland's got, was it 23, 24? Can't keep up. Haaland's got 4 hat-tricks. 4 hat-tricks in the Premier League in 20 games. Ronaldo, I'm just saying it. I'm not going to go with Ronaldo, but it's just that his stats came up today. Ronaldo has 3 hat-tricks in his career. In the Premier League. And Haaland has done that in 20 games. 4 hat-tricks. Unbelievable from Haaland. But I was going to say, you know, the one thing I did notice is when KDB I don't think he had a great game again, but he put some great crosses in. This is the difference KDB can make, putting those crosses in. Rico Lewis put a couple of weak crosses in. Mahrez rolled it back to Lewis. Lewis just dinked it in, really, and they were poor crosses. When KDB gets a chance, it's a totally different kettle of fish. And I like that combination, that link up between Haaland and KDB. You know, someone or KDB usually will pass it out to Mahrez on the right. Mahrez will have two men on him, and he'll just gently roll it back to KDB. KDB doesn't lose any stride. A nice and easy puts a cross in, a dangerous cross. Didn't get that from your man Rico Lewis, but I don't know what happened to Rico, whether we needed to change it up because he was getting targeted again. Rico Lewis suddenly seems to be getting targeted in games. Maybe they think because he's, you know, everybody knows he's 18 years old, so they're putting a bit of pressure, giving him a bit of tap, see if he'll crack and crumble. And he's not been doing that, to his credit. Let's go through some of your comments. We were not that clinical today, but happy with the chance creation. Oh, absolutely. We can let misses slide when you're winning 3-0, Prithvi. That's the thing. You can't let them slide when it's 0-0 or 1-0, whatever. You know, we let, towards the end, Wolves get back into that. We lost a little bit of intensity, you know, and control of that game. What's this? Alec, Rico Lewis is so good, still young and so enthusiastic. Absolutely. I don't know. Although chaff. Rodri booked for slipping. Well, I think Rodri pulled the guy. He did. It was very soft on Rodri. He did grab hold of him. Very, very brief. It deserved a free kick, maybe, but certainly not a booking. Hey, Faris, how you doing, buddy? And considering he hasn't been doing lots of fouls, I don't know why he got the booking there. Guys, if you are new to the channel, I'm begging you, not begging, I'm just asking if you can subscribe to the channel. Help us try and inch our way closer to 900 and then 1,000 subscribers before the season is over. Mahrez and Grealish were eclectic or electric? They were electric. They're doing what I've been asking, Faris. Most of the time, they were going forwards. They were looking forwards, looking to take their players on. That's where they're dangerous. Tippy-tappy, it ain't happening. It ain't happening with tippy-tappy stuff. You know, and I said to you, Grealish getting fouled miles away from, you know, their box or our box is no good. I wonder if he gets fouled to get fouled in the box. Should have had that penalty. I think look, the kick was made on Grealish's calf. You can argue it was a bit soft and everything else. Okay. But I think that was really hard cheese on the Grealish. Haaland could have had 4 today, but it would have helped us obviously to get that. If we'd got that early goal, it would have made life extra goal. It would have made life a little bit more comfortable. Let's see. Foden needs to work his socks off. He ain't getting back in the side. Right now, he's behind Grealish. Grealish is playing well. So, in my opinion, Grealish is going to have a couple of stinkers for Foden to have a sniff. And Foden's not even in the squad. So he's going to have to work more than his backside off because Foden is not even in the squad now. So he's got a problem. Foden's got a problem going forwards because I think he's taken his eye off the ball. And I said this last week before. I've been saying it since we come back from the World Cup. You've got to look at the players who aren't been playing. The players who aren't been playing have been Foden, Walker, and Cancelo. Those guys, when they were given a chance, we were crap, they were yanked. So they've got to really look inside themselves and say, what we're going to do about this? How are we going to get another start? Pep is quite content to play Ake or Ake or Laporte at left back and leave Cancelo on the bench. Pep is very happy to do that. He's very content and happy to play Rico Lewis at right back and leave Walker on the bench. Very happy about that. And he's very happy now to play Foden have Foden on the bench or not even in the squad and play Grealish up on the left. Grealish, last 2 games, good performances. City wins. He should be starting against Arsenal. He has to be, in my opinion, next Friday night. We've got so much time. We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've got 5 days. Best team out against Arsenal. Why? Because I think they're going to put their best team out against us. Why? Because if we can get, I would like to get to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Why? We've got so many days before the next game. Why? Because if we can beat Arsenal, that will lay down a bit of a marker. It is a psychological thing. Wow, I just lost 10 people at once. It is a psychological thing It's a psychological thing. If we can get one up on Arsenal now, yes, they're going to be looking at us. Obviously, depends what happens tonight against United as well. But I want Arsenal to be looking over their shoulder as we beat them, and then they're worried about the league games. They can't just write these things off. They're young kids. They will feel some pressure. Touched him with a finger. Absolutely, England, UK, no stopping Haaland. Erling Haaland, he's the man. He's the man. You know, he's already got more goals than I think any other forward has got under Pep, certainly at City. You know, he's got more goals at City in the last 6 seasons than anybody else has got, and it's only 20 league games gone. It's incredible. Let's have a look at this. KDB played the ball slow. He could have played Haaland in, but he played it back to someone else and slow to Alvarez, who went offside. No way, not happy. Yeah, look, I've said it for a while. KDB will not get back to the heights. He will not get back to the heights that he had 3, 4, 5 years ago. But he'll still create those moments of magic. And that's what you're going to take away from the game. Most people, when you watch the highlights, you'll take away the good passes, the good crosses, the good shots and goals that he scores. And you know, if you're only watching the highlights, if you're watching even the extended highlights, they're not going to show the mistakes he makes. Okay? They're going to focus on the positive stuff. So you got to watch the full game to see this. It was okay, Alec. Yeah, look, he was okay. But KDB should not be okay. KDB should be out of this world. And I want that all the time. 25 in 20, in it, absolutely. 25 goals in 20 league games. Just got to keep this going. You know, he's dropped off a little bit of late, but look, a goal last week, 3 goals to, or goal on Thursday, 3 goals today. He's back, hopefully. Let's read this. Your content is the best when you manage to get it out. Prefer your, well, the younger fans, look, a few years have gone by, a little bit of water's under the bridge. I'm not going to have too much of a pop at these guys. They do what they want. They're in it for their own reasons. I'm in it for my own reasons. I like to put content out. I just don't have time. I don't have the inclination as well, or the motivation to keep putting content out like those guys. They're doing it for the money, and I was doing it for a different reason. I was doing it because I enjoyed it. So with all the work I've got, it's very, very hard to put content out. I've got 2 teenage kids. You know, got to look after them as well. So it's very, very tough. I'm trying to focus around games and around financial stuff. It's the way it is, you know. So I try and keep the content going, and I try and keep it real. There's no point saying occasionally I'll say something outrageous, but there's no point saying outrageous stuff unless you're trying to make money out of it, really. Unless you're trying to grow your followers by saying all these ridiculous things. And, you know, you see those channels copying stuff. A lot of it is fake. A lot of what people and how they behave is fake, because even subconsciously, I know a game, if, you know, in the heat of the moment, that you can overreact. You can overreact to get people following you, get people saying, yeah. I saw a video today, okay, someone having a pop at Troops. Because he says he put up a video about Arteta's press conference, and he was like, what did he say? Tingles in his spine, or spine tingling, or whatever, about Arteta's press conference. And then someone else put a video up and showed him when Arsenal were losing a game. I don't remember who to. And he was in a pub somewhere, and he was effing and effing and effing and effing and effing. Get out of my club, effing. This must have been last season when they started with 3 straight losses in the league. Yeah. So this is the lack of maturity of the people. He knows the effing and jeffing is what gets you views. I mean, I actually made a comment when I was at Arsenal a few seasons ago, not long after Arteta arrived, and he was struggling a bit. We were obviously playing Arsenal, and I remember talking to Robbie from AFTV, and I said, "You guys are going to have to go backwards. You're going to have to accept that. You're going to have to go backwards before you can go forwards. It's like I say, it's like a tanker. You got to slow it down, get it to stop, and then slowly turn and go in the right direction. And you've got to give Arteta time. You've got to give him time, because I remember when he left City, wobbled a little bit. We weren't the same. People made fun of him and said he was just a corn merchant, put the corns down in training and all that. But Arteta gives something to Pep. He added to what Pep was doing, or he questioned him as well. So there's a lot going on. And now with that time, look where Arsenal are now. So, hey, I don't want to say I told you so, but Arsenal Fan TV, I told you so. Those guys was, they're short-term moments and reaction merchants. They want to make a lot of noise. They want people to think that they know what they're talking about. And look, they're not even. I hold my hand up and say half the time I don't know what I'm talking about. They're not even less than me. Mahrez, absolutely. Mahrez he's got to be there. What's this from Alec? And what's this? KDB isn't, although he should be playing at his highest potential still. David still played at the best at the age of 3. KDB is not much younger. You got to remember that KDB is only a year or two younger. So these guys are not going to. But KDB isn't playing at the same, in my opinion, at the same level as he was when Aguero was there, and David Silva. That makes a difference. Mahrez is our most informed player. I hope he drags us to the league like Gundogan and KDB have in the past. I hope so. I hope he's getting the credit he deserves, because Mahrez is the man at the moment. Mahrez is our number one. You can argue it's only been the last 5 or 6 games that Mahrez has stepped up. It's unfortunate he didn't get that goal today. Just a slight offside. But Mahrez has been the one player that stepped up whilst we've been playing dodgy, whilst we haven't been playing well. And I'm not saying today, look, we scored 3, we won 3-0. We could have scored 6 or 7. We really had a lot of control for long periods in that game. Maybe give a little bit away at the end. But the one player that's helped us has been Mahrez. And as I said, my point was that we haven't been playing brilliantly. Even today, I don't think we were top form. If out of 10, I'd say we were 7.5 maybe. But when but the thing is as well, we moved it quickly. We moved the ball today very, very quickly most of the time. And that's been a big change. That intensity, you can argue there's a bit of extra passion, but that intensity is there, that moving that ball quickly, and Pep's kind of said it as well. When you've got people like Rico, Lewis and Alvarez, the young players coming in, they do make a difference. Yeah, absolutely. Different people age differently. Alex says boxing was good. I missed it, mate. I fell asleep. I was so tired. I said I've not been well for a little while, and I think the boxing was on the undercard or just about to start or something, and I fell asleep. I think I woke up again about 11:30, 1, and then again at 1. I had a really rough night's sleep. What's this, Prithvi? Also, Mahrez controlling the long balls to him is delightful to watch always. Absolutely. Look, if Grealish could do that, if Rico Lewis could do that, that takes a lot of pressure off you. There was that foul on Rico Lewis, and he was lucky to get away with that. I think he was in their half, but he was the last man. He was lucky to get away with that. And maybe Edison could have got there before the Wolves player. I don't know. Edison was halfway up the pitch. But, if Rico Lewis had not let it bounce, if he controlled it first time, it's a couple of times he didn't control it well enough. He controlled it reasonably. But if you control it stone dead like Mahrez, what a difference that makes. What a difference. I was hoping that Mike Long from Bolt from the Blue would be on tonight, but don't know what's happened with him. Maybe he fell asleep. Maybe he's falling asleep. I'll send him a message. But we'll see. Let's have a look. It's interesting. It is a fixture with red cards. I was listening. 4 red cards in the last 8 league matches, but a few early yellow cards today. But then the referee kind of petered them out. Penalty that second half. Well, the ref gave it, I think, it was a penalty, but half the reason he gave it so quickly was because the one in the first half should have been a penalty, and he must have known. He must have been told that it should have been a penalty. Mahrez, Grealish, Ake definitely improved. Absolutely, Alec. Absolutely. I've said I was surprised that Ake was dropped to the bench. I really was surprised because he's been playing so well. I'll be the first one to admit he doesn't offer you what Cancelo does going forwards, but I don't care sometimes. I want us to be robust at the back. I don't want us to be letting goals in. And Ake at left back, he's much more controlled. He's not lost up the pitch. He puts a lot of effort in, because I think Aki knows that he has to. He knows he's not as good as some of the others. That's my feeling. Or maybe that's pride in his work, that he will put that little extra in. He will be more determined in his effort and to make sure what he does, he gets it right. I don't think Cancelo's the same. I think Aki's more of a team man than Cancelo. And playing left back, he does the business for me. That's this. Or we can reach the heights of the past. City sides, our players are not as fast as those we've had. If we click into gear, we can. Oh, yeah. But we have to play at top level. We have to play at the top level. And I'm not sure we can get there. And we have to sustain it. It's not just play there once or twice. We have to get there and sustain it for many, many games. You know, this FA Cup game against Arsenal next week, that is huge. I've said it's huge because if I want to continue in the FA Cup, it's another trophy. Obviously out of the Carabao Cup. So what you'd like to win a trophy every season if you can. That's not being entitled or anything. It's just natural you want to win something. But it would be nice to win the FA Cup. We've won it twice since Sheikh Mansour's been here, so that's not good enough. Obviously lost that once final to Wigan. That was terrible. So that's one reason. And the other reason is I want us to put pressure on Arsenal. If we can beat them in the FA Cup, that puts pressure on them. Even if they beat United today, it puts pressure on them. They know that we can beat them. And they know that they've got to keep winning. That they know that if they drop points, we are going to snapping at their heels. And if we beat them, they know they've got to play us twice. And they know they're going to stop us winning twice. That's added pressure for them. Pressure's off us a little bit because we're chasing. I'm not bothered, to be honest. I want it to be a draw. I want it to be a draw because then that, with Newcastle drawing yesterday, if United draw, they're a further 2 points behind us. Arsenal would be 6 points ahead of us instead of 8. If the Arsenal loses, it's 5. Yeah, brilliant. But if Arsenal draw, they'll be 6 points ahead. That's the 2 games that we play against them. We've got a better goal difference. So it's basically whether they lose or draw, it will be in our own hands. If they win, obviously it's not in our own hands. It's theirs to lose. But I want it to be a draw. It just keeps us away from everybody behind us and gets us close to Arsenal. 0-0 will do me. Yeah, 1-1. About a 1-1 draw. A couple of players get sent off each side. I always ask for that. It never happens. A lot of people want a United win. What's this from Abdurrahman? Play pass is the key. We play quick. Haaland gets goals. Happy to see Grealish work rate has improved. Yeah, look. This is what I've been asking for ages. Wide men take people on, work hard, and don't play tippy-tappy backwards football too soon. At times you have to do that, and I see Mahrez doing that. When Mahrez has got 2 men, or he's too far away, in our own half. Too far away from their goal, then he tends to pass it backwards. He would much prefer to have 1 man to take on and to be nearer to the byline, so he's got less to run. Because if you've got to run 30 yards or 40 yards to get past someone and to dribble and stay past them, it's much more difficult if you haven't got the pace. If it's only 15 or 20 yards, he's got enough pace. He's got enough pace to be able to use his trickery to get past somebody and stay past them and get that cross in or pull the ball back. Well, there's no need. There's no need to go over the top. Occasionally I'll have a rant. Occasionally I'll have a pop at people. But hey, that's my nature. But it's not something that's going to happen all the time where you go over the top. You've got to be reasonable about it. And look, being reasonable doesn't make you lots of money. Okay, unless you were there in the early days. Being reasonable doesn't make you money. So, you look at, I see other people's channels, they don't make money. Or they make a pittance, they make. I was looking at someone's channel. He puts his stats out, and he's got 2,500 subscribers. I think he makes less than a tenner a month. So you're not doing it for the money. So I'm not going to be busting a go. I'm not going to be making money out of this. This is not going to be my livelihood doing YouTube videos, and it's certainly not going to make much difference. Even when I had the old channel, when I had 3,000 subscribers. Never used to make a lot of money. You're never going to make a living out of it. You need to be putting out videos, getting 5 or 10,000 every single video, and you need to be having members, super chats, stuff like that. I've got none of that. Oh yeah, Chelsea and Liverpool. Fingers crossed, Alec. Fingers crossed. They both, was it 10 points off? fourth spot. That would be the business if neither side got top four. And I think right now it's very difficult for them to get top four. But Liverpool are that sort of team. I don't see Chelsea doing this, but Liverpool are the sort of team that can go on a 7 or an 8 winning run. They can go on that streak, win 7 or 8 games on the bounce, and trust me, they'll be back in the top 4 hunt, if not actually in the top 4. So they did it a couple of seasons back when they were awful, and they won, was it the last 9 or 10 games to get top 4 right at the end of the season when they didn't deserve it. It should have been Leicester, really. So I think they can still put that charge in. They can still get it, but obviously half the season's gone. And it depends on what others do. It depends what Spurs do, what Newcastle do, mostly Newcastle United. If they can maintain their form, then Liverpool have to really pull a lot out of the bag, and they have to take risks. Taking risks to win games can cost you. Right, I'm going to move on and then wrap up shortly, guys. Team can play Haaland in quick. I see all the next time, but the players play it wide. Yeah, well, I like to play it quick, but they're looking for those little gaps. Yep, Alec. Absolutely pretty. A couple of players get sent off. Violent conduct, something like that. Let's hope that Rashford and Odegaard start punching each other and get themselves sent off. That's great. It's great for us. The actions of the first goal was tried twice with Rico, and third one with KDB was the right one on good work from Riyad. Yeah, look, Rico Lewis hasn't got that cross in him, and it's Mahrez and it's the Mahrez KDB connection that does it. As I said, the ball goes out to Mahrez. He's got 2 men on him. Just gently rolls it back for KDB, who puts in a wonderful cross, dangerous cross. Rico Lewis he's not got that in him. And as I said before, I don't think he makes mistakes, but he doesn't take risks. So he has to take a bit more of a risk to get a better cross. The further away Liverpool are from the top 4, the closer we are to signing anyone. Well, I said it. I did a video a few months ago. The last few videos of, not live videos, the recorded videos, Haaland coming to City. I said that months before he came. Months and months and months. I've been talking about it on the podcast that we were the best option for him in terms of we could afford him and what he could win here. And I expected him to come here. Pep signing a new contract. I said that long time before he signed his new contract. Long time before others said he signed his new contract. Okay. I did a video about that back in November October, I think. And then another video about that with Colin Savage, where we said we both agreed that we thought he'd sign his a contract extension for 2 or 3 years now. I think Colin there said he expected 2 with an option of 1, and I said either 2 or 3. I can't remember now. So we said that, and we've been saying that for a while, because I've always said there's nowhere else he can go. He can't go to back to Spain. He's not going to go back to Barca. He ain't going to go to PSG. He's been to Bayern Munich. Italy, I don't think holds much draw for him right now, because the Italians haven't got the brass. They haven't got the money to compete. Look at the transfer fees this window. I think the Premier League has beaten all the other top 5 leagues. Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and La Liga. It's beating those other leagues in terms of what we spent. We probably spent 3 or 4 times as much as those lot put together. So the money's here. So Italy's not going to compete. So where else can he go? And I've said I don't see him doing managing a country. I don't see him being an international manager. Certainly not for the next 8 or 10 years. Why? Because he loves club football. He loves that day to day. If you're an international manager, you're not going to get that hands-on stuff. So I don't see him doing that. So that's what I said about Pep. And that's why I said Pep will stay at City. And I think Jude Bellingham, same reasons as Haaland, City can afford to buy him. There's only a few clubs in this country. There are 4 clubs that can afford to buy Jude Bellingham. Chelsea ain't going there. They're really, really struggling. He's going to look at Graham Potter and think, nah. United, they can afford him, but and they're getting better. But I still don't think, one swallow doesn't make a summer. They've had a good start to this season now, but it doesn't mean that they're back and they're going to be challenging Liverpool. Less so on the money side. If they get taken over, that might happen. But less so on the money side for Liverpool. And obviously, if they don't get Champions League, that's an issue. So the best place to come in the Premier League is Man City. You got Pep there. You're playing with the best manager in the world. You got Haaland, who you know. You got your England teammates in John Stones, Kyle Walker, Calvin Phillips, Phil Foden. Yeah. So you've got all them there. So you know the other players. You know loads of them already. So it's not going to be too much of a shock to the system. But the kid went to Dortmund when he was 17, so I don't think that's going to be an issue as well. Going to Spain, Barcelona can't afford them. Only Real Madrid, and I don't think Real Madrid want to pay 120 million pounds for Jude Bellingham. So the right choice financially for everybody is City, and football-wise is City. So, whether he comes or not, there's still lots of things, a lot of time and a lot of things to sort out. But I think we've got to be the favourites to sign him. Haaland scores with his left, right, header, everything. Fantastic. Well, the thing is, the truth is, we don't know. That's the truth. We don't know. And to be honest, they're going to be looking at this and saying, hang on. Not too long ago, we got Jota, 45 million. We got Diaz, can't remember what they paid for him. Then they went out and got Darwin Núñez. Now they got Gakpo. Liverpool are in that position where they're throwing money at it. Now, their fans say they need 3 new midfielders. Say Fabinho's legs have gone. Henderson's too old. Thiago's making mistakes. So they're asking for 2 or 3 top quality midfielders. They don't come cheap. Even one. So if they get Jude Bellingham, that's 100 million quid just gone. And where's the rest? Where's the money coming to help to rejuvenate their squad? There isn't any. There won't be any money left. So I'm not sure about FSG because they're not going to dig into their own pockets and they're not going to take all the risk and spend every penny they've got. So I think I don't see that once they've mentioned it, the sale, I think that's definitely on the cards, unless they can't get enough interest at the right sort of money that they're looking for. Yeah, but Patrick, you know me. I ain't going to watch United. Yes, I haven't got too many people watching, but I ain't going to watch United. I'm not in the business of that. What's this from? Fodil Bushema. City's the right place for big players only. Absolutely. Big players, young players, they want to come to City. They want to come to City, big players, because this is where you win stuff. 4 out of the last 5 Premier League titles. Okay, we've dropped off in the League Cup, but we still won 4 in the last 5 in the last 8, something like that. 2014. Just trying to remember. We won it with in 2016. We won it. I'm sure with Pellegrini, and then Pep's won it 4 times. So that's 5 in the last. I'm sure it's 7, 8 years. It used to be 5 and 7, or 6 and 8. So we've won it loads. Yeah, because we won it in 2014 under Pellegrini, 2016 under Pellegrini, and 4 times under Pep. That's 6 times since 2014. That's 8 years, 9 years, whatever. We've won it loads. Hope Rags and Gunners draw and get Reds, absolutely. Yeah, well, Patrick, sadly, I've said that since I was a kid. I hope they both lose. Sadly, that's not possible. Well, the only way is, if someone gets points deducted for harassing the referee or something like that. But end of the day, I'm not too concerned. I'd like it to be a draw. I don't want Arsenal to win, but I don't want United to win. I think that's it. Right, guys, I'm going to knock it on the head. We will be back, I think, tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I think we're recording Bolt from the Blue podcast. Friday or Thursday, I'm going to do some videos with Mike from Bolt from the Blue, who impressed me today. Says Patrick, obviously Haaland. He was so. I still think he's lacking confidence until he scores the goals. Okay, so he scores the goals. So that's good. So he impressed me. Mahrez played well today. Obviously, that unselfish play by passing for the last goal to Haaland. Grealish, I thought, played well. He's taking it to the players, which is vitally important. KDB had ins and outs moments. Gundogan had ins and outs moments. I think he helps control the game, but he's still a little bit in and out. And at the back, we were generally pretty decent, I think, at the back. Right, guys, that's my lot. Let you go. If you want to watch United, you can go and do that. But anybody new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you around soon. See you around, Blues.